We're playing Metroid Prime Pinball. First interesting fact is that they... Oh, also that's my top high score, so Andrew's playing. See if you can beat that.
That's not going to happen.
First interesting fact is that they used the Metroid Prime 2 home menu screen for this. Do the multi-mission. Metroid Marathon is back. You know, it didn't do very good, but I want to do more of it. And I think now is the perfect time so you can kill the parasites and stuff. It was time to bring it back with the announcement of Prime 4, because I have a lot I want to talk about, I guess without getting into any spoilers whatsoever, because I need to get into that. So if you care like about spoilers for Metroid Prime 4, I would just say don't watch the video, because that's going to be like the whole thing is me talking about it, with the occasional like, oh, this is cool about Metroid Prime Pinball.
Yeah. Play shit, I already fucked up.
Oh, you have multiple lives and stuff. Like, it's not completely over. And you gotta get used to it. Like, that was my second attempt that I got the high score. I think this game's super cool, and I think it's better than Prime 4. I did not like Prime 4. I thought Prime 4 was a 6 out of 10. I was very disappointed with it. And here's why. I'm gonna try to keep it as concise as possible, because there's a lot going on. But I think that there are 3 huge core problems. Like, imagine 3 large bubbles. One is bigger than the rest. And then there's a bunch of tiny little problems that, if the game was good, wouldn't be that big of a deal. But the game is not good. So, giant bubble number 1 is the goddamn fucking desert. So, you know, like with Nintendo games nowadays, ever since Breath of the Wild, they've been on that open world craze. How can we introduce open world into things? You know, they did it with Pokemon, and it was pretty bad. And they continue to keep trying, and they decided to try it with Metroid Prime 4 as well. And it was, like, stunningly bad. But well, first I'll get into the premise of the game. Let's start out at the very beginning. You start out as Samus. There's a, like, war zone going on at a Galactic Federation base. Federation versus Space Pirates. You know, we know that. We like that. One very small detail immediately that's, like, it's a nothing. We're going to call this a non-problem, where, like, it's really not that big a deal. I noticed it, and I didn't really like it, but if the game was good, it wouldn't be a problem. Non-problem number 1. If you get grabbed by those Metroids, if you press B, you'll do a bomb, which then they'll let you go and you won't get hurt.
Okay.
Samus's gunship, she comes down and the ship like lowers to the ground, and she comes out the top of it, and you'd be like, okay, yeah, that's what she usually does. But she's using the Prime 3 ship, and in the Prime 3 ship, the entrance is at the bottom, not at the top. But again, a non-problem. But it was just like, you know, I just played Prime 3. I replayed it for this. It's not how it works. But let's not make too many mountains out of molehills. So you go into this world, this battle, and that's kind of your tutorial area, much like the Frigate Orpheon is in Metroid Prime 1, where it's just to get you going. And it's an on-rail, like a linear segment, but it's just to get you like used to the controls and the world and everything. And then they let you loose. So that's what this game's area is. You fight some space pirates. You see some Galactic Federations who are a little bit more talkative than they usually are, where they're a little bit. And one thing that I thought was kind of neat was that there was now female Federation troopers. In previous games, it was only men. So we have the women.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, yeah, and it's. Mostly it was only men because they just had the man body type and would just copy paste all the troopers. But now we have the female one. Cool, whatever. And then we get to, and this is a big trailer moment, was the reveal of Sylux, our villain. And they have been teasing Sylux for quite a while. In the game we're going to play next after this one, Metroid Prime Hunters, where there's a bunch of bounty hunters. Sylux is one of them. And he's very mysterious. The only thing they give you is that he hates the Federation, and all of his weaponry and gear was stolen from the Federation. And his intro cutscene, he's killing Federation people, and then he makes a scary roar sound effect. You're doing pretty good, and now you get to go to a new zone. So it's like, and then they did a reveal in Prime Federation Force of his silhouette and a Metroid, he was going to steal a Metroid. So you're like, all right, what are they going to do with him? I'm so interested to see what they're going to do with him. And that is one of our big 3 bubbles, but we'll get to that. So he busts through the wall after you fight the beginning boss, who was not super memorable, but you scan this main boss and there's a little detail where it's what the fuck? Where he's just a big He's kind of just like a big space pirate. He's like the Omega pirate, but with less sauce. He's not dripping with sauce. You might see the Omega pirate in this game if you make it to the Phase on Minds level. Yeah, so you fight him and you scan him and you're like, wait, what is this? And they bring it, because you know how you can scan the Metroid Prime games. Yes. It's really fun and an addictive game, I think, but it's like, oh, fuck.
It's like pinball. I know, I've no shit. It's like going to like a real arcade and you're sitting there like...
And it's got the fun Metroid elements. Like, you haven't got to this point yet, but like in some areas you can get upgrades for Samus. Like you could get stronger missiles, you could get cool shit. So I think it's very well implemented. I think it's better than Prime 4. But okay, the point. The big space pirate guy, in his description, it talks about how he has been fused with Metroids, which is strengthening him and controlling him. And you're like, excuse me, what the fuck is this? Because fusing with Metroids, other than in Metroid Fusion, which is a little bit different, because it's like a Metroid vaccine, which it's a different thing. And it hasn't existed yet, so it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, clearly that's going to be the point of the game, is whatever's happening here. Because Sylux breaks through the wall, and he has 2 Metroids floating next to him, and they are not killing everything in sight, or his own space pirates. So you're like, oh, that's interesting. Because basically this entire fucking franchise is about how Metroids are uncontrollable, except for like in certain specific cases. And that's like the whole thing, because like the space pirates, they're constantly trying to weaponize these Metroids, but they struggle so much because they can't get them under control. The only people who can control Metroids are the Chozo, a specific race of Chozo that like kind of invented them, so they were able to control them, and Mother Brain, who was built by the Chozo and could control them. And Mother Brain is dead, the Chozo are not present, so it's like, okay, what did he do to do that? But he breaks through the wall and there's like an artifact thing, I guess, and they shoot the artifact by accident, and it does like a big like explosion thing, which it's like an isekai plot of like characters get transported to a new world, basically.
Yeah.
Like what they did in one of the Pokemon games, Legends Arceus or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, we're gonna put a pin in the whole Sylux is fusing people to Metroids, and somehow that is giving him control of them, maybe, or making them stronger or something. And Sylux was, I also thought it was weird that Sylux was like with the space pirates, because in Metroid Prime Hunters, there's another bounty hunter who is with the space pirates called Weevil, and he does fight against Weevil too. Like, it's not like he's working with Weevil, so I thought, why is he with the space pirates? All of our answers, I'm sure, will be revealed throughout the game. We'll get back to that.
Wink.
So we get transported to this new world, and you're in this like weird tower thing. And I do have to say here, I do have positives. The game looks very good. I would say it looks slightly better than the Prime Remaster, and it's shocking that it looks so good on the Switch 1. I do not have a Switch 2, and it looks great on the Switch 1. It's honestly a marvel. And I think the environments in this game, for most of them, look really good. And it's nice to have colorful Metroid Prime back, because Prime 2 was very gray, Prime 3 was very brown, so it's nice to have colorful areas. So you get to this like Kronos Tower, and you talk to, it's like well, you don't really talk to him. You see a hologram of a guy leave a message for you of this alien race called the Lamorn, which they're basically like the Luminoth in Prime 2, or like just your like space race of people. And he's like, we have been waiting for the chosen one of the prophecy. Like, I already hate the chosen one prophecy type of shit. Like, that's so generic. So he says that, and he's like, we need the chosen one to like carry on our memory. And like, that's it. It's like, I don't fully understand what he meant by that. It's like, okay. And then he's also like, you need to collect the 5 keys. You get teleported to this planet, you don't have any, you don't have your ship or anything, and you can't contact the Federation. Like, this planet is so far away from Federation space that you can't interact with them at all. Like, you're just stranded. And so you have to collect the 5 keys, which will let you to the top of the tower, which will let you access the teleporter to go home. So that's the you would think that's the premise of the game. Like, that's just the simple premise, because a very similar thing happens in Metroid Prime 2, but there are also, antagonists. So, you walk around, and then you end up in the forest, and then, you get to the point that everybody knows, the Chud.
Yeah.
You get introduced to the Chud. And he is as bad as he may seem in the trailers. And that's big problem number 2 is the Federation guys. They are not written like the Federation in Prime 3. A lot of people don't like Prime 3. I think it's really great. I think the biggest problem is the Wii motion controls just being... They're not bad, but like you can't play the game for hours without your wrist will get tired. You can't.
Yeah, your arm's gonna fucking fall apart.
You can't grind through it. So because like I've never seen this before. Damn. Okay. Well, that's cool though. I haven't played a lot of this one. I want to get it like actually on the DS because I think it'd be fun to play on the go. So you get to introduce to the Chud, and like he doesn't stop, and you're in this forest area. I think it's called Fury Green. Very beautiful location, very good music, completely linear. And it's like, all right, I guess we're still in the tutorial. Because Prime 3 is a really long, what I consider the tutorial where like you're on linear. Oh, face on mines, dude. Nice. Because we might see the Omega Pirate. I think you have to kill these 3 pirates. And they're fuckers because they shoot missiles at you. But yeah, so you're like, okay, Prime 3 had like, their tutorial's like an hour and a half. But I feel like all of the like, but you have to constantly interact with Federation troopers and the tutorial's so long in Prime 3. But I feel like Prime 3 earned it because it was the end of a trilogy and it was like, it's very, like, I don't want to say cinematic, but like it's the climax of the Phazon saga. So it felt earned that the whole army was there and it was a big thing. Yeah. So you're like, okay, I guess I'm still in the tutorial. And the Chud guy follows you through basically the entire grass area so you can't enjoy it. And it was like, I was genuinely yelling at my TV to like, shut up. Like every single thing you try to do, he talks about it. And he like, even like, because you can scan people. I scanned him and he's like, oh, so you scanned me. It's like, I don't like that he knows that I scanned him. Like, I thought that was like me only. Like, I knew that I was scanning people. I didn't realize that it was like visible to other people. But he is just like, he does all the awful jokes and he is the worst Federation guy. But the thing is he's not the only Federation guy. And while they are not as bad as him, they are not as good. And so you get through the whole area, and then he kind of like, he sets up like a base camp where like, that's where he hangs out the whole game.
Yeah.
And you fight a boss, and it's like really underwhelming. It's actually kind of just like a dollar store Flagra from this game, if you remember the giant plant boss in the end of Chozo Ruins. It's kind of just like, it was okay, it was decent, but I didn't realize it was like one of the main bosses. But you fight it, and it has... And here's where the thing happens again. You read the description of it, and it's like, oh, it was once a peaceful and intelligent plant until it was fused with Metroids. And it's like, what? Huh? So like he that has been fused with Metroids, and that has made it evil. How did this happen? Why did this happen? When did this happen? How did this happen? Like, and you never get any of that. You never get any of that. You think you're gonna get that? You never get any of that. So you're like, all right, you know,
sure.
We beat the plant thing. Now you go to like this area where it launches you to a new area. And this is where big problem number 1 is, the worst problem of all, the desert. You get to the desert. And you don't get to go through the open world area of the desert yet. You do have to get the motorcycle, which is what you use to traverse the desert. But I'm going to talk about the desert right now because it's really bad. So this is our attempt at an open world. It's a large, empty desert. Like, it truly is empty. If you think of Breath of the Wild with the shrines, the like little mini dungeons that you would do, there was 100 little shrines throughout the entire diverse world of Breath of the Wild. Metroid Prime 4 has 6 things for you to do in this giant desert. Basically, and all of the rewards are charge, like unlocking charge beam for your like beam weapons.
Yeah.
It's not interesting, and the things are very short. And then there's also like 4 structures from that Galactic Federation outpost that I guess got teleported here that you can't really do anything with. And everything else, and here's the real big problem with the desert, is that, well, 2 more big problems. One of them is the green fucking crystals. This shit is horrific. There is 1 billion green crystals for you to drive your fucking motorcycle through, and you have to collect like a good amount of them to even beat the game. and it's like they're just like shards of crystals out in the desert, and the way you break them is you drive your motorcycle through them. But I guarantee you drive through them, but you don't hit all of them, so you have to slow down, stop, turn back around, and hit the rest of the green crystals. On my Nintendo Switch, it says I have 20 hours in the game. I guarantee you, like 10 of those hours was driving around in the desert getting green crystals. And I'll come back to the green crystals later. I have to come back to a lot of things later. I'm gonna remember that. Other problem with the desert is, we'll save it for a little bit later. Next area you go to is called Volt Forge, and I think it's sort of the best area in the game. It has the worst map layout, but the theming was incredibly cool. It was a motorcycle factory that's in it's in these 3 towers, and the towers, like there's a constant storm around the towers, so they use the lightning to like generate infinite energy, basically.
Yeah. And
it was the coolest themed area in the game, but literally every tower was small room, elevator down, small room, elevator down, small room, elevator down. And it's like, it's still linear. I'm like, man, I'm still in the tutorial. I guess since I don't have the motorcycle yet, and that seemed to be a key feature of the game, I'm still in the tutorial. That's why it's so linear, I guess. You go through it, and the 3rd tower is very strange because you kind of take a driver's ed course, which I guess would make sense, and it's kind of funny, but just the structure of it was so strange for a Metroid game. And I'll have to say, the motorcycle is very fun to control, but they never do anything interesting with it. It is basically just the drive around in the desert tool. You fight a few bosses using it, but it's always miserable and not good. So you beat Volt Forge, and Volt Forge is nice because there's the storm doesn't let the Chud radio call you. For the most part, he does a little bit, and so you kind of get the closest to a Metroid experience there because there's not someone constantly talking to you. And you fight the boss, and it's super boring. Once again, fused with Metroids. All the main bosses basically say that they were fused with Metroids, and they never elaborate on it.
Okay.
Yeah, those fuckers suck. I hate those guys. Gotta take a drink here. I don't know. I don't know if this will be even comprehensible to anyone, but I'm just gonna shoot everything off.
Should have wrote in an essay. So just read through it all.
I mean, I feel like the essay would turn out to be just like this anyway.
It's gonna be Mein Kampf, fucking Metroid.
So you're done with Volt Forge, and Volt Forge had awesome music. Volt Forge was the closest thing to being good, but the layout was bad. And that was kind of I took a break after playing Volt Forge. It was all right, I'll pick it up tomorrow, and then I'll get to the real game, where you get lost, you get the sense of isolation, all that fun stuff. So I come back, and then because we have 2 of the 5 keys at this point. One from the Green Fury and one from Volt Forge. Both also very short areas. So it was okay. But I guess I'm in the tutorial. Maybe there will be more after the 5 keys since this was so short and unrewarding. So there's 3 areas left on the map. And it's kind of interesting how it kind of parallels this game with its settings. In this game, I mean, you start out in... Well, in this game, you start out in Frigate Orpheon, and the other one, you start out in the Federation base. But after that part, first you start out in a green, grassy biome, like the area you're in right now.
Yeah.
And then next, you go to a desert, like in Metroid Prime 4. And then Volt Forge doesn't really match up with anything. But then you go to the lava area, which is like Magmore Caverns. And then, after that, you go to the Phendrana area, which is like the Ice Belt. They're both icy areas. And then the last area is the mines, like the Phazon mines with the mines. Except they're pretty much all downgrades of the Metroid Prime 1, but they're not bad. Except here's the 2 big problems there. Is one, I soon realize, oh, I'm not in the tutorial. The game is just linear. There is basically no exploration whatsoever or side paths. Every area you go through is straight. And it's what the fuck are we doing? That's what a Metroid game is. That's the whole point. So that was extremely upsetting. It's I love exploring. I love checking stuff out. I don't want to run down a straight fucking line.
Yeah.
And another thing with the areas is that basically all of them are they're Lemorne-made structures. They're metal places. And basically every area you go through is, you go through the area once and everything is turned off. and then at the end of the area you turn the power on, and then like it's slightly different because the power is on. They all do that trope, and it's super lame. None of the areas are interconnected in Metroid Prime 4 because they all need to connect to the desert. The desert commands all. So basically, if you're like, oh, let me check if I need an item at this one place, you have to drive like 10 minutes through the desert to go to the other area and go through all the load zones. It's a nightmare, and like the interconnectivity was another like awesome part of Metroid. All the areas are extremely short, extremely linear, do not connect. What are we even doing at this point? Like, this is not the game. Like, this is... And guess what? Because Vault Forge was the only place that does not have a Federation guy who follows you the whole time. Each area introduces a new Federation guy. In the Ice Belt, because you go to the lava area and get one item, and then you go to the Ice Belt and you do the entire Ice Belt. The Ice Belt introduces the guy I call John Redcorn, because there's the Chud, then there's John Redcorn, because he sounds like, I think he's supposed to be Native American, and he sounds like John Redcorn from King of the Hill. But I imagine he's not, because the voice actor for John Redcorn was lynched for being gay in like a year or two ago.
God.
Which is real news and is insane. But it's possible that this game has been in development so long that they got his recordings before that happened. I didn't look at the credits, and it's probably not even true. But, you know, he was John Redcorn, and I would say he is the best Federation trooper out of all of them. He felt the closest to what they were like in Prime 3. He still did, like, occasional, like, you wouldn't say that, things, but, like, for the most part, it was, like, he felt real. And he had, like, a weird aspect where he was, like, religious. Like, he, like, worshipped this, like, god, and there's never been god worship in Metroid before, but I thought it was, like, interesting. I thought it was okay. He's, like, a sniper guy. And you can find him like throughout the desert. I thought he was okay. If it was just him in the game, I don't think I would have a problem, really. So he's through the ice area, and he doesn't really follow you because he's injured, so he occasionally goes on like the intercom. So he mostly leaves you alone. And then you get introduced to, damn, the fucking explosion thing. Thardus is kind of a fucker in this game. Omega Pirate's probably easier in this game than Thardus. And you see how you collect the artifacts?
Yeah.
Once you get enough of them, then you get to go to the Impact Crater, where you fight Meta Ridley, like in the game. Yeah. And then I think you fight the Metroid Prime after that, so... I have not got to that point, though, so...
I will get there.
Trust me. I believe in you. You're making up.
You have plenty of... I'm just gonna let you keep talking.
Yeah, it's gonna basically be a monologue, but it's easier for me to... If someone else is in the room for me to spew nonsense than if I just did this by myself, so...
Please continue.
So yeah, John Redcorn, he was alright. And then the lava area, you get introduced to Nora and Duke. I actually know their names this time. And Duke is like the generic like movie army guy. He wasn't great. And then Nora, like, I kind of wanted to like the concept of her, but like, she was like a Samus fangirl, basically. Which I thought would, like, kind of make sense because, like, you know, she's a female Federation trooper. Like, I could definitely see Samus being a role model for her, since there's not a lot of women in war, but Samus is one of them. So I could see that being, like, a big inspiration. But she just does not drop it. Like, it is constant. It was kind of cute at first, but then it was just, like, fucking annoying. And, they're a dual pack. They're always together. And there's like a robot later that he's like joins you, and like you go back to Phendrana at some point for like 2 rooms, and he's there. Here's my ranking of like annoying Federation troopers. Number 1 annoying is the Chud. Number 2 is Nora. Number 3 is Duke. Number 4 is Robot, and then number 5 is John Redcorn. That's my ranking. And yeah, you just never get to be alone. Like, you think of the Metroid games we played, like, you know, it's not, you're not just always like, it's the whole point is like the isolation, like exploring this world on your own. It's only you who can stop this stuff like that. It's completely lost on this game. And like, it was just like, you're never free of them. Like, I thought at some point you'd be free of them. And the lava area. Oh yeah, and at the very beginning of the... Actually, okay, I skipped something that I shouldn't have. Vault Forge, you're going through, and you enter a room, and it's like, oh shit, Sylux is here! He comes out, and he's fighting you. And you're like, oh, okay, shit, man. And you think back, in Metroid Prime 2, they do a very similar thing with Dark Samus, where you encounter her multiple times, and it's like the first time you encounter her, so at first it's just by chance, and then it's the second time it's also by chance, but then the third time she's like after you, because she fucking hates you at that point. So you're like, okay, we're gonna do a thing with Sylux where you fight him multiple times, like he is a recurring thing, and we're gonna learn more about him and what's going on with this Metroid fusion plot as we fight him. I thought that's a good thing, because that's one of my favorite parts of Prime 2, but always interacting with Dark Samus. So you scan him, and it's like psychic anomaly is blocking you from scanning, and it's like, uh-oh, something's up here. Is this really Sylux? Are we fighting Sylux? And then you kill him, and it's actually just a robot disguised as Sylux, and then it just dies, and it gives you an energy tank, and you're like, what? I did kind of skip the robots. There's like 5 enemy types in this game, and then they just get like reskinned and copy-pasted throughout the game. It's kind of annoying. There's enemies called Grievers that are in every area, and they're kind of like, they're just like monster guys. They're kind of like reptilian monkey monster guys that like just go rah and attack you. And there's robots that the Lomorn made to fight the Grievers that are now attacking you for some reason. They never explain why, but I'm assuming it's because Sylux has taken control of them. But then the robot thing begs the question of like, why did he make the robot like him? How did he make the robot look like him? And it used moves that like he would theoretically do. Like, it didn't use robot moves. So like, how did he make a clone of himself? Why did he make a clone of himself? Basically, they wanted to do the Prime 2 thing of like Dark Samus shows up multiple times, but they didn't want to commit to you being able to beat Sylux multiple times, because then it's like, oh, what are you gonna do? Because Dark Samus has like strange almost magical properties where like you don't understand her, whereas Sylux is kind of just a guy in like a power suit. So like, if you defeat him, it's like, how's he gonna get stronger or anything? And this happens twice in the game. You have 2 fake Sylux fights. And it's a shame, because the second one I actually really liked. I thought it was... Because they don't use his weapon from Prime Hunters, because he has a fucked-ass, like, multiplayer weapon, where he has a lightning beam that just, like, auto-targets you if you're close enough, and it just drains your health, and you can't do anything about it. So they gave him a different gun, but in the second fight, he does this cool thing where, like, he shoots it up into the air, and it electrifies the whole floor. You have to use the grapple beam to, like, avoid it. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. He has so much aura. And then you realize it's just a robot and it's not him. So it's like, it kind of ruins it. He's not cool anymore because it's not even him. So it's like lame. And also, just like with the upgrades, they kind of just put like the words, because you get like this like psychic crystal. If you see Samus with the thing on her forehead, it's a psychic crystal. And she just gets like upgrades that she would already get in other games, but they just put the word psychic in front of it. So like, and like, because they showed off in the trailers, like the scan visor is like kind of like the psychic visor now, and she kind of has like a Bioshock hand come up, and she can do stuff with the psychic stuff. All the psychic stuff, like that you saw in the trailer for like picking up an orb and place it somewhere else, that is basically as far as they go with the psychic stuff. You can make like platforms or grapple beam points appear once, but like they could just be there without having psychic activation. And like, I think a lot of, even though we get a lot of like repeat stuff, it was fun controlling Samus. Like, the grapple beam stuff was a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of like, and you know, if you get too heavy in the lore, it's like, how do they have all this like Chozo equivalent technology when they've never interacted with the Chozo or anything whatsoever? Whatever. Like, it's just, and that's what, you just get to a point where it's like, whatever, the whole game. And then, okay, let's see. Okay, and then you also see Sylux at one point where, like, to enter the lava area, you have to go on this bridge. And then you see his hand press a button, and then the bridge goes away. And that's, like, the real Sylux, I guess. And then you fight a boss at some point, which is just, like, this, like, flying bus. And you kill the bus, and then, like, Sylux jumps out of it. But, like, no characters see him or interact with him whatsoever. Fuck! So it's just, like... Okay, like, Sylux is driving the bus, like, who cares? And then the mine area was my least favorite area in the game. Because, like, the phase-on mines, it's, like, interesting. Because it's like, oh, there's blue phase-on stuff. There's mushrooms. There's Metroids. What if it was just, like, an actual mine? There's just dirt and, like, rocks and shit. And there's grievers everywhere. And then, like, the dumb plot. Okay, there's no plot. I think I'm going to focus mostly on that there's no plot. Because I think that's the big fucking thing. There's never any sort of ticking clock element or real antagonist. I know I mentioned Sylux showing up, but he doesn't, like, express anything about, like, what's happening, so he doesn't really feel like an antagonist. He feels like an animal that's, like, trying to fight you. All the other things are, like, robots or animals. Like, you don't... There's no space pirates or any sort of force where it's like, we're trying to do something evil. Like in Prime 1, where it's like, we're trying to get to the Metroid Prime, and we're trying to, like, get it for ourselves so we can use it as a weapon. We're trying to get Phase-On to use it as a weapon. There's nothing. The only problem in the game is we need to leave this world to go home. And it's not like this planet is, like, barren, where it's like, we're running out of food, we're running out of water, we don't have enough oxygen, there's nothing. Like, this is basically a, like, perfectly fine planet. It's, like, mildly dangerous. There's occasionally enemies, but it's not that big a fucking deal. But we constantly have the Federation guys, like, attempting to sacrifice their lives for shit. And it's like, if it was like, oh, I have to sacrifice my life to save the galaxy from this space pirate threat that they're sacrificing themselves so Samus can go home. That, like, why? Why would you do that? They do it in the volcano area. Well, Samus does it, like, where they're like, oh my god, the escape pod, we need someone to stay behind and launch it, and Samus does it. And she leaves immediately afterwards. Like, it's not even a problem. Like, where it's like, because they do the escape sequence, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to do escape the rest of the area, since I didn't take the escape pod, but then she just leaves and that's the cutscene. And it was just, and then in the mines, each individual character does, like, a sacrifice moment, and then they all come back and they're alive and they're fine at the end. It's like, the stakes don't seem high enough for people to be trying to sacrifice themselves. I think that's it feels pointless. I keep thinking of things as I keep going. It's like a snowball. The way the writing, because the writing is unfunny and terrible with the Federation guys, but the way they talk to Samus, like, doesn't really work. Because Samus is the silent protagonist. Like, she is able to talk. Usually it's rarely. In this game, she does not talk at all. And in, like, Prime 3 it worked, because, like, most of the dialogue between Federation troopers is like, we've got this area covered, go ahead to the next area, Samus. Like, they kind of just tell you statements. In this game, the guys will be like, Samus, where are we? Like, they'll ask her direct questions like that, and she says nothing and just stares at them. And they took away the, like, visor opacity, so it's not like you can even see her facial expressions either or anything. So it's just, like, silence, but you're supposed to, like, feel like a bond with these characters of Samus, but you kind of don't really get it that much. Not that I want her to talk our ear off like in fucking Other M, but, like, she could do a thumbs up. She likes doing thumbs up, or, like, something. And I think here's my final, like, big complaint is the Sylux. We finally get the Sylux lore. Here's the thing. We never get any explanation whatsoever about the Metroid fusion, how Sylux is able to control Metroids, why he's doing it, how he is able to do this. Like, this is a huge, like, this is like discovering the cure for cancer, and we don't explain how the scientists came up with it. And it's like, how did we do this? Like, it's been so long. This has been a huge problem for everyone. How did you do it? We're not even going to discuss it. We're not even going to address it. That's not even a thing. Because he's, like... And how did he, like, do it to the main bosses of the area? Like, did he get here, like, years before us or something? And we just, like, now tell... Like, it doesn't make any sense. And we all wanted the Sylux origin story. Why the fuck does he hate the Federation so much? And here's the extra fucked up thing. Is, usually you get a secret ending by getting all of the items in the game. They decided to change that for this game, where you have to also get 100% of the scans for the game. I didn't know this going in.
You did post about that.
I posted about a lot of this stuff, but this is the big one. So I got fucked because, and they do this, you know, like, usually they, like, put, like, concept art or something where it's like, you know, you get a reward, but it's not, like, a huge deal. Where, and a lot of, especially Prime 1 is evil with the scans, but a lot of games, there are times where if you do not scan this thing right now and you kill it, you're done. Like, you never get an opportunity to scan it again. And that happened to me, so I was unable to go for the secret ending. And even if I wanted to get the secret ending, I was missing like 3 fucking green crystals, and I didn't know where they're at, because they never put them on the map. The best you get is like the radar in the top left that shows you enemy positioning. They will put a green glow. And there was literally no green glows left, but I was missing green energy crystals. The green energy is fucking terrible. The Lemorn, the reason that they have all died and went extinct is because for some reason they decided that they wanted to make their planet better, and that's just it. They're like, we wanted life to be in harmony. They don't explain what they mean by that or why they want to do that, so they dig up these green crystals that they call green energy, which is fucking a stupid name. It's basically fucking Phazon, because what they do is they get the green energy and then they launch it into the atmosphere, and it rains down on things, and it turns things into fucking Hulk mode, where they literally turn bright green and become stronger variants of themselves, which is fucking stupid. And then the twist is that the Lemorn, they get hit with the green rain, and then it like awakens like an ancient gene that like tells them to like revert to monkey. So the grievers that you are fighting in the game are actually Lemorn that got turned into grievers by their own green energy. And the reason they went extinct is because all the grievers killed all the Lemorn. There's that plot line. It's like green energy, like what the fuck? And there was supposed to be no like Phazon, because it's like the Phazon chapter's over. This is basically just Phazon because it's a material that turns biological creatures into like an evolved version of themselves, and they lose control with rage. That is identical to what Phazon does, but it's a million times worse and a million times stupider, because they don't explain like any real reasoning behind why they shot green energy up into the fucking atmosphere, other than we wanted peace on Earth or something. Like, how does that achieve peace on Earth? Everything is evolved. It's like in Incredibles, where Syndrome is like, if everyone's super, no one is. Like, you're spraying it on everything. It's fucking stupid. So that's the entire Lemorn. That's the whole thing, you know, that, like this bare bones fucking like pointless ass story. And that's the memory, I guess, that they want you, because if you collect enough green energy crystals, they give you like a fruit that you absorb into your suit, and you get a new suit, and it looks kind of neat for like half a second, and then you realize it's just the fucking light suit from Metroid Prime 2, basically the same color scheme. So you're like, oh, okay, it's just Prime 2 again. You get the fucking memory thing, and now we finally get to the Sylux plot. You don't get the secret ending, you don't get the full Sylux plot. So I had to look it up on fucking YouTube. Or you buy the Sylux amiibo and then you can watch it for free. Here's the Sylux plot that we've been waiting for over a decade. Sylux was previously a Federation trooper. He is like a commander of a squadron. They're on a battlefield with space pirates. The space pirates have like a big doomsday weapon thing that shoots big laser. Sylux is like, command, me and my boys want to go get that big laser. And then the command is like, no, wait for Samus and her squad to appear. And then he's like, I don't want to, I want to go get the laser. And then he like runs like 5 steps, and then the laser shoots, and it like blows up all his boys. And then Samus shows up afterwards, like they show up late. But then Sylux lives, and she like extends her hand to like try to like, because he's like on his knees, and he slaps it away. And that is the Sylux backstory. And it's so dumb, because it's like, and they also changed his like enemy, because it used to just be the Federation, and by proxy Samus, because Samus works with the Federation, but it was mostly the Federation. They changed it to be a personal vengeance against Samus and then the Federation, which is stupid because we already have enough enemies that have personal vendettas with Samus. I thought it was awesome that the Federation did something fucked up and it ruined this guy's life and he wanted revenge, but it really wasn't. Like, it was just Samus wasn't able to show up in time, and like, even like he went to go fight the tank, but he never would have made it in time because it was like a mile away still. All his boys are dead. And what does he do after, you know, the space pirates use a device to kill all his boys, but join up with the fucking space pirates? Why would he do that? They are way more responsible for the death of all of his friends than Samus or the fucking Federation. So yeah, he joins up with them, and I'm guessing that they're trying to go with like he's using the Metroids to control them, because the space pirates are kind of in shambles after Prime 3. So I'm guessing he's just like picking up the scraps, but they never like confirm or say this, so this is purely speculation, and it would be the only way that teaming up with the space pirates would make any sense. But it's stupid, like he's after Samus, so you get to the final, and he's like fucking Bowser, where he's like, he only shows up like at the end of the game in the final castle. Like you wanted to learn about his story the entire time, and they're like, you know what, just dump it all in this one cutscene that we're not even gonna show you the full thing, because you didn't get all the fucking green crystals. Yeah, and it's like, it just, it was so much more, I have like several different ways you could rewrite this to make it like better and more satisfying, which I will get into, but his boss fight is fucking like stupid as shit. Cause like it needed to be epic because it was the final boss battle. So, you know, immediately he starts flying. He's flying now. He has no, like, he's never done this before. This is a completely new thing. He's flying now, and then he like has like this green orb that comes around him, and like 4 like dragon tentacle things come flying out like from the sides, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? How is he doing this? What is happening? Like, this is not, you can't just do this without any sort of explanation or anything. It just comes out and he's just doing it, and it's like, well, and the last game he shot lightning at you and he turned into like basically a morph ball. It was called the Lockjaw, and it like put tripwires, and that was all he fucking did. And now he's like this god thing, and he's like changing elements, and he's flying around, and all of you, like, all 5 Federation guys are there with you, and they're all yelling, and they're constantly getting knocked down. You have to keep picking them up because they can't fucking fight him. And it's so bad. And then like and that boss fight was miserable to get through. I used up all my fucking beam ammo, because guess what? Beam ammo's back, and it's not as good in Prime 2 as it is in Prime 2. It's fucking terrible. And then so you fight him, and it's like, all right, great. And then you beat like phase 1, and then he like opens up like a personal black hole, and he like pushes Samus through it, and then you're like fighting him through the black hole, and then you're in like his like own personal dimension, and he's like, and you fight him head on. And then and then it's like almost a normal Sylux fight, and he actually does turn into the Lockjaw. I was like, oh, it's the Lockjaw. I know that. That's something he can do. So you fight him in there, and it's like, and it's also funny, like in your logbook for the scans, like they have it pretty well organized, and one of them is Sylux's forces, and it's funny because there's 4 fucking entries, and one of them is the space pirates at the beginning, and then the other one is the boss you fought at the beginning. So you're like, but they're like, oh, there's 2 left. One is Sylux. Who's going to be the other one? The other one is the Lockjaw. The Lockjaw has its own scan file, so there's literally like no fucking enemies in the game. So you kill him, and then you go back out of the portal, and it's like, great, now let's get the 5 keys together so we can teleport away. Go ahead and start that up, Samus, and then you start it up. And then Sylux comes out of nowhere again. It's like, Samus! He's like screaming and shit. And then this is like, I did not understand this at all. Instead of Samus like just killing him again, because he like wasn't that big a deal. I mean, like for me playing the video game, it was kind of hard. But like for Samus, it was like she just dealt with it. But you already started the portal thing, and they like throw out some dialogue of like it's gonna like shut off like forever afterwards or something. So all of your Federation boys are like holding Sylux back from reaching the teleporter, and then they're all like, Samus, just go without us, just leave us behind. And it's like why can we not just wait and do the teleporter again? We have all 5 keys. Like, so they literally, and then this is like, you would think, because they give you the choice of like pressing the button to teleport or not. What seems more likely to be the good ending? Staying behind and fighting Sylux again so your whole squad can go, like, come with you potentially, or just leaving. Leaving is the good ending. Staying with them and trying to, like, he wasn't that big a deal. So that's the tragic thing. That's what's supposed to be the tragedy, is like, you got so connected to these characters that you're sad that they die at the end. We're assuming they die because they are left on a planet with Sylux, I guess. So Samus leaves, and then she plants the fruit that the fucking Lamorne give her on the shit-ass planet that she's on, and it grows into a little tree, and she puts John Redcorn's little ornament on it. And then that's the game. That's it. And it's like, what a waste of fucking Sylux, dude. Like, they give you nothing about him, and then they give you the bare minimum. It's the lamest shit ever. I feel like, here's how you fix the Sylux plot. Here's a few options. Number 1 is, let's not do the whole, like, I want Samus specifically. I like the Federation thing. The Federation has done a lot of scummy things. They care more about getting weapons than they do about safety of their own troopers. So I thought maybe they send him and his squad on an extremely dangerous mission, and all of his squad mates die because... But he talks to Command. He's like, Command, this is way too crazy. We need to leave. And Command's like, no, we need that weapon. And he like barely makes it out of alive with like the research weapon or whatever. And he hates the Federation for their greed and stuff. And so he's a little while later, the technology that they're messing with is the technology that he steals from them to get his own armor and stuff, like all his abilities. And then he hates the Federation. And he does not team up with Space Pirates. Don't put him with the Space Pirates. Or you could put him with the Space Pirates, because then, with that story, there's no, like, the Space Pirates didn't kill his boys. Like, it could be something else. That way it's like, oh, he's fine with the Space Pirates. He doesn't care. Number 2, if we need Samus to be his main villain, I think it should be, like, Samus blows up the tank, and it kills the Federation guys. Like, she didn't know that they were there. It was an accident. But, like, her blowing up the missile thing is the reason. And then that would be a better motivation. But, like, it was just... It was so bad. It was, like, I was so sad. And they never explained the Metroid fusion thing. They never explain anything. And I guess Sylux is just stranded on that planet forever now. But if he isn't, then it kind of undermines the sacrifice of all the other characters if he just gets back anyway.
Yeah, like they all fucking died for nothing.
So yeah. So it was like...
Oh, fuck me.
I mean, it follows the trend of anyone Samus ever cares about always dies. So, I appreciate that, I guess. But it was... After I beat it, I cried for like maybe a minute. For like a little bit. Not because the ending was sad and I was sad that people were dead, but because I was so disappointed.
This shit is so bad that it was like...
Yeah, like it was
such a high expectations that it finally came out and you're like, wow.
My expectations were even lowered because they showed the Chud and they showed the desert. I had no idea how bad the desert would be. So desert is my number 1 big problem. Number 2, I think, is the Sylux and like lack of villain or stakes. Like, it's just get off the planet is the stakes, and that you never feel a sense of, like, I really need to get off this planet. Like, it's kind of a beautiful planet. Like, if I was stranded, that's a good planet to be stranded on. Because there's already structures, plenty of resources, so they really needed an external threat to kind of push the drive forward. And it was supposed to be Sylux, but he doesn't, like, show up, and they don't, like, explain to you, like, how or why or anything, like, what he's doing. And there was just, like, a lot less, like, flavor text and, like, world building stuff. Like, every computer monitor you go up to, they give you, like, flavor text about how it's broken. But I think back on Metroid Prime 1, like, if you think about, like, any space pirate base you go into, there's so much stuff that is not, like, a lore entry where it's just, like, Experiment 1.A-B was a failure due to specimens, like, poor reaction to Phazon. It's not a big thing, but, like, you get that world-building feeling of, like, oh, they're doing experiments, oh, things aren't working out. Like, you get so much more out of that. They don't have, like, anything like that, so you don't really feel like these are, like, real, like, lived-in places. It's just... I was very sad. And I feel like this is why I have trust issues, I feel like, is because, like, genuinely, at least, like, because No More Heroes 3, I think these are the big 2 of, like, franchises I absolutely love, getting a sequel after so long, and it's like, it looks awesome at first, and then, like, upon reveal, like, it feels like I can't have anything nice. Like, I was so fucking depressed the night after I beat it. Like, I was just lying around, so I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
I feel like I've moved on a little bit since then, I guess, but...
It was like years in the making of
yeah,
and excitement and, like...
And, like, even with my lowered expectations, I just wanted to, like, explore an area. But not fucking open world. I hate open world so much, dude. It's ruined my fucking life. It's also what kind of ruined No More Heroes 3, was they felt the need to put in, like, an open area thing, and it wasn't good. It was bad. Lock is lit, boys. And I think it's also pretty similar to Metroid Other M, with the Federation guys that never leave you alone. Type of thing. And with, like, the graphics look really good. There's a nugget of good stuff in here with both of them. But if you know, if it was slightly reworked, could be good. But yeah, and just like I was, and I mean, this is like it wasn't a big deal, but I was kind of hoping we would get more of the Prime Hunters characters, because Prime Hunters, like, it isn't a great game, but it has so much aura, and I love all of the bounty hunters in the game because they're all so strange, and they're all like I was hoping for Weevil, hoping for Candon, you know, something like that, but and you just I don't. It never got, like, it was never atmospheric. The music was good, but it never felt like, I mean, it felt Metroid Prime-y, but, like, Metroid Prime has, like, such, like, a unique sound font with, like, uses, like, a lot of, like, mechanical sounds and just, like exhaust coming out of a vent as, like, music and shit. Like, it's, that fucking Metroid fucked you up there. And the Metroids look weird in the game, and they don't explain it. I guess because they're weird ones that Sylux has done experiments on. Maybe they explain it all in fucking Federation Force. I haven't actually played that one, so... But maybe we'll... It's hard to do for, like, with the emulator.
Yeah.
But it's like a multiplayer one. I think it would be fun to do the multiplayer stuff. A lot of people hate that one. And it's also the only one that they, like, have references to in Prime 4. Like, they never mention anything that happened in the first 3 games. But there is, like, a big mech suit in this game, which is from Federation Force. You use mech suits, but I feel like I've pretty much, I'm sure there's other things that I could think of, but like I'm very like winded.
You've gotten your complaining.
I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'm kind of back to being depressed again, like the more I think about it. And like it felt, and I guess that's another way for it to relate to Other M, is it felt like it was a game trying to appeal to everyone, not trying to appeal to Metroid fans. Where it's like, people who don't like Metroid games, they get lost and they're not like, oh, let me go explore. They're like, I'm stuck. I don't want to play it anymore. So they made it linear so those people wouldn't get stuck. Which is the same thing with Other M, where it's like, we don't know. Other M is also like very linear. And but the only thing I mean, there's maybe a few things that Other M has up on Prime 4, which is a shocking thing to say. But Other M has like a very brief, fun moment after you beat the game. It lets you go back to the space station and explore it without any like people, and like you're allowed to go wherever you want, just to like collect all the items. Like that part, it's like it almost feels like a Metroid game. It's like mildly fun, and you fight a cool boss at the end, where like it almost redeems itself at the end. Sort of. It doesn't redeem itself, but like.
It gives itself a moment of, like, clarity of, like, you know what? It wasn't all bad.
Yeah, like, the final taste in your mouth. I feel like it can be a huge thing for, like, how you perceive a game. Because I think overall, I had more fun with Prime 4 throughout the whole game. But the ending made me so upset that I, like, hated it more. Whereas Other M has a decent end section, but the whole... rest of it is horrible, but you end the game thinking, oh, well, you know, that last part was okay. Like, that's the last part of your mind, so that kind of is your view of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge thing with Prime 4. And the locked behind amiibo functionality, I do want to get the amiibos because I want to get all the Metroid ones. The prices are ridiculous. They're $35 and $40. There's 3 of them. There's a Samus one on the motorcycle, and there's Sylux. Where I think it's just the generic Samus one unlocks, because the desert doesn't really have music. It's like very like ambient, basically no music. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild music. So you know, I think it's fitting because there's nothing to do in the desert, so it makes sense that there's a boring and nothing soundtrack. But if you pay $35 for the amiibo, you're allowed to use a radio to play music in the desert.
Wow. And
I believe that the Sylux amiibo functionality is it lets you view the secret cutscene like without 100%ing the game with scans and everything. So I did get all the items. I got all of the items. I was like, you know,
you did it.
I thought I was going to get the secret ending. And the secret ending usually teases the next game, so I was like, I was more inclined to get it, but it doesn't in this one. Just maybe good. But and then you're kind of, like, the final, like, question then is like, well, do you support this one, and then, like, you're stuck with this type of Metroid game forever? Or do you not support it, and then they never make a Metroid game again? Like, that's, like, you have a gun to your head either way. It's fucked. But I think the, like maybe, like, Metacritic review, or, like, whatever, or maybe IGN, whatever game review thing people care about, gave it, like, an 80. So,
It's over.
We'll probably get another one. But maybe, like, Nintendo to me has never been, like, listening to fans or fan feedback. So it's impossible for me to, like, I can't envision them, like, looking at the critiques for this game and be like, yeah, we could change that. We'll make it less linear next time and we'll remove annoying characters. I feel like we're just going to get more of it. And I had more, because Retro Studios, I guess, I don't know how much, I mean, I don't know how much they had to redo of it, because it was like a original dev team. Nintendo said this fucking sucks, put Retro Studios on it because they made the original 3 Prime games. So I had more faith in this one, as opposed to Mercury Steam, who made Metroid, Samus Returns, and Dread. The Samus Returns was like, it was alright, it was fine. It wasn't great, but they kind of perfected everything that was wrong in Samus Returns, and they kind of won me over. Whereas Retro Studios, I don't know if I can trust them anymore after this. Where I'm excited to see what Mercury Steam does next with Metroid. I'm hoping that they also learn from the fallings of Dread, because Dread is far from perfect. I think it's very good, but I think it's not quite excellent. I feel like they could still make it excellent, but genuinely, I believe this game is better than Prime 4. I'm gonna be honest. I think it has a lot more variety. It's kind of hard to... I feel like somehow it's more, like, faithful to Metroid than Prime 4. I don't know. Maybe it's just my bias talking, but I love Prime 1. That's probably, like, maybe my second or third favorite Metroid game, so... It's cool seeing it in, like, kind of like the Donkey Kong Country style of, like, we pixelized the 3D models.
I fuck with, like, the look. I will say playing it on not a DS kind of sucks. I lose it between the, like...
With the lines.
Yeah.
I mean, it does that anyway on the DS.
That's true. But it's pretty fun. Growing up, when my family, like... When I was younger, we used to go over, like, have big family gatherings, and the person's house we always had the gatherings that had a pinball machine in their basement.
Ooh.
That they, like... Because growing up, he was a big, like, gamer. Like, that was his... like, big early video game, like,
yeah.
You know, he was in on that. Like, he's, like, in his 60s now or whatever. But he, like, got a big pinball machine because he was really into, like, arcade, like, lifestyle in general. And so he had one, and I remember, it's just, like, I don't play pinball when I go to, like, arcades now.
Yeah.
So, like, it's giving me, like, nostalgia of, like, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Playing fucking pinball in my grandparents, or my grandma's brother, like, house was fucking awesome.
What was also cool about this game, I don't know if any other games use this, but this game came with, they called it the Rumble Pack, I believe, because it's also called the Rumble Pack on N64, but...
Oh, failed.
Yeah, you missed some parasites at the top left. Kind of hard to get to. But, because the DS Lite, you know, I could play Game Boy Advance games and DS games. You would plug this cartridge into the... You'd plug the game into the DS thing, and then the GBA cart would plug into the bottom, and it would just rumble your DS. Like, it gave you, like, vibration.
That's sick.
So it came with that, and, I don't know if any other games on the DS used it. Because there was also several DSs that did not have GBA ports, so they couldn't use the Rumble Pack. But... I want to complete my, like, physical collection of Metroid. I actually have a shockingly few amount of physical. I basically only have the Prime games and, like, Other M, Samus Returns, and the Switch games. I do not have any of, like, the best ones. Like, I didn't have an authentic Super Metroid, but I don't have any Super Metroid now. I have Fusion, but the save battery is dead. I don't have Zero Mission. I don't have the NES one yet, or Metroid 2 on Game Boy. I wanted to get this one, but it's like $50. It's just annoying. Same with Prime Hunters. Prime Hunters is also $50. But I'm excited to play that one. That one's pretty good, and that one we get to play on the Wii U and stuff. It's fun. It's got like a decent single-player campaign. Honestly, the single-player campaign is once again more authentic to the Metroid experience than Prime 4. It is pretty rough around the edges in some areas, but it wasn't the main focus of the game because it was an online multiplayer shooter. It was cool. But it's good to be back to our 30 Metroid fans that watch. Maybe it's 12 or 20 Metroid fans by the time this comes out, but it's a cool game. And I really want a physical copy to play on my DS Lite. Because like when you well, first off, you feel extreme amounts of shame playing any video game in public because you feel like it should, even though you shouldn't. It's not fair, but you just do. Right, where you're like, man, everyone thinks I'm fucking chud.
In my opinion, it's better to play video games in public than it is to play doom scroll on like Instagram Reels.
I think so. Yeah, especially if it's not on your phone too. Like you have your little device. But I feel like, you know, like this game, you just like play like a little round and then you're done. Like it's not like you have to beat a level or do anything like where you have to focus. It's just like a fun little game to play. And I love Metroid Prime, so it's cool. Best possible theme. Though I don't think I'll ever make it to even like Meta Ridley. It's a pretty hard game. I got super lucky with my score. I got like several multi-ball jackpots in a row and I didn't really know what was happening. Where it has the 3 come out, where I'm not watching anything going on, I'm just watching the pins and trying to keep them up, and I somehow got to like over 2 million. Did we get to see the Phazon or Omega Pirate? I don't think we did last time. You have to break the like missile thing to get him to show up. It was also strange at the bottom of the mines, again with like copying, when Prime 4 at the bottom of the mines, with copying Metroid Prime 1, is you fight the Omega Griever in that game, where you fight the Omega Pirate, where it's like, we're just copy-pasting, man. None of the boss themes stood out to me whatsoever in Prime 4 too.
Extra ball?
Nice, brother. I don't know how you're supposed to avoid his fucking shockwave move other than just get hurt. Like, I think it's a little unfair for me to be like, oh, you know, because I've played Metroid Prime 1 so many times, so that I feel like the music stands out so much more with the boss stuff. Like, I can think of all of the boss themes.
Big points.
Nice, dude, the big points. You're getting there to 1 million. And the bosses just like they didn't make you use the stuff that you gained since the last boss. Like, you just shoot them until they show you your weak point, and then you just blast the weak point. I was just thinking about how you can one-cycle the Omega Pirate using super missiles in the real game. Those were good times, man. I love making him my bitch. He's probably like almost the easiest boss in the game just because of that. The Parasite Queen wasn't in the game. I don't know, I think it just also the part when I was crying after Prime 4, I was thinking about how good Prime 1 was. Like, the Frigate Orpheon at the very beginning might be my favorite part in like any game. I love that opening. I love all of the space pirates are all like injured and fucked up and dead. It's like something is loose in this like fucked up laboratory. I love that it's just like this big monster, it's eating them. I love the escape sequence where like it gets sucked into the reactor and there's all of the like little parasites are loose and they're like breaking through the vents and they're trying to escape, but there's nowhere for them to go because they're on a space station. And then like you run into the space pirates and they're like, there's another parasite queen that just like came to life and they're like trying to kill it, and then everything blows up and they all die. Like, it's just absolute chaos. I love it. It's like the best thing ever. Dude, nice. Fucking donked him. And he even dies like he does in the game where he falls on top of you, but you don't get the Phazon suit in this. Dude, cleared 1 million. Nice. There were never bosses that were as bad as... There are 2 bosses in Prime 2 that are actually horrific. And, you know, I love Prime 2. I can't wait till we get to it, but I dread when we have to do those fucking bosses. It's the type of shit that just, like, makes you fucking, like your back sweaty and, like, your mouth dry and, like...
Day Ruiner.
Yeah.
Powerbomb acquired.
I won't spoil them so we can, you know, enjoy them as they show up. They're a lot easier, or at least one of them's a lot easier in the Wii version. But we don't have the Wii version because it costs like $100.
Extra ball, please, game.
Force field. You dart it, yeah, and this is kind of a fucker to fight. When he does that spin move, I don't even, like... I guess maybe just leaving that area. Like, him combined with these 2 fuckers all the time. They made I think I like... I'm booting up this game, like, today to test it. I just now learned that it's Phendrana, not Phendrena, and like it makes more sense for it to be Phendrana, but it's hard for me to like switch over to the right thing.
1.4 million.
Same with like Gerudo, and I used to call it Gerudo, but it's Gerudo, I think, in Zelda. Look at that, second top scorer, you beat Sam.
Sam!
Despite only getting, he had 10 artifacts, you only had 4 and you were beating him.
Better at the game.
Yeah. You going for another run?
I'll keep playing until you've
Okay.
exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm down to keep playing too. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm having fun. I'm trying to get to this, like, I'm trying to break your score, which I know is like typical arcade behavior.
But that's the fun of it, you know?
Like, there's no real, like, stakes to it other than just, like...
Gotta get the highest score.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
My life is like a video game. I also figured out how to do the, like, jump thing. Like...
Yeah, with the bumpers. Which is something you can do in Prime 2. She's using the screw attack. And yeah, like the Prime 4 enemies, like it was fun that like you took a lot more damage than you usually do, so it's kind of cool that it was hard. But like with the copy-pasted enemies, like I just didn't want to deal with them a lot of the times, but they just would not let up and they would fuck me like so hard. It was rough. But like controlling Samus was fun in the game. Like the world she was in sucked. But only like layout wise, for the most part, like it was visually very beautiful. The world was just not rich with lore, and the layout was no good. Can't state enough. And now it's just like I feel bad, like even just complaining about it. Like I feel like we all know it's bad. Like do I need to rub it in? Like it's. With time heals all wounds, you know. By the time we actually play Prime 4, I will not be as upset, but I won't be very happy either. I think the green crystals, green energy crystals, I don't want to collect those, man. I really don't want to collect those. But I follow like 2 Metroid guys on Instagram. One guy, his whole thing, like he's called Sylux Hunter. So I feel bad for him because his goat is like washed now. He gave it a 7 out of 10. He's the slightly more positive Metroid guy I follow. And then the other guy was like, it's crap, it's garbage. When does it get good? It's like the 2 sides of the same coin. And he posted like the 4 horsemen of like...
Apocalypse.
Yeah, of like the worst Metroid games. And he included Samus Returns. I was like, I don't think Samus Returns is that bad. Like, it was Federation Force, which I think... I mean, it's like... It was supposed to be a spin-off game. Like, it wasn't... I think it's a little too harsh. I don't think it's a great game, but I think the reception was a little too harsh. It was mostly because of when they released it, because... You know how we have the Metroid droughts all the time. Except this was the Metroid drought right after Metroid Other M. So it's like, Metroid was like dead, and like everyone like was mourning its death. And then it's like, oh, don't worry guys, we have more
Holy
Metroid.
Shit.
Nice super jackpot, brother. It's really those multi-balls you want to get for those fat scores. I think this might be the run right here. It's not even like you have to, like this is like the best bonus you could possibly get. Because it's not like the time limit is going to be like you failed. It's like you just keep getting them. They keep spawning more. It's 10,000 each.
Jesus.
That's a lot of points, my god. They give you a long time to
It's a minute.
To rock with that, god damn. I'm seeing a 3 million in our future here.
Extra ball, please. Please bless up. Damn it.
Is this your last ball or?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I've been on the last ball for quite some time.
I mean, that's how it was when I got my high score, so, you know, it could still happen. It's just like, man, what the fuck is going on? Nice, got the missile. I love the element that they added with this game where you get items and, like, get upgrades and stuff.
Extra ball, please.
Oh!
We're so back.
Oh, there we go.
Absolutely.
Oh!
250,000. And the artifact.
You're just about there. A couple 100,000 more, and I think you got it. Dude, you only need 1 more artifact. I'd be excited to see Metroid and stuff. That'd be cool.
Maybe we can even beat the game.
Extra ball at 5 million points. Oh, there's one right there. Oh, he's gonna get... Oh. The Triclops almost gave it to you, but then the other Triclops.
Extra ball?
Okay, you know, maybe... Well, I think...
And the power ball.
Yeah, we might get this. We're sitting up now.
I'm locked. I've been locked in for like so long.
Stardust is harder though.
Please, get me out of here, please.
I really wish we played the GameCube version of Prime 1. I don't know why, but the GameCube one is just like so much better to me for some reason. Holy shit. Special collected. Bounty times 8. Oh, I like that double damage right there. You might have passed my score. I forget what it was. Thanks. Oh, we definitely have it now, I think. Well, you have extra balls. Oh, shit, dude. Select destination! I didn't think we were. Oh.
The Artifact Temple.
Yeah, Artifact Temple is where we're going. We just gotta do the Meta Ridley boss fight. I love the de-essification of the. Oh shit! I hear a Ridley theme. What the fuck? There he is! Oh, and you get all these cool. Oh yeah, he's flying around. Nice. You have to. Did that? When they're in the slots, you might have to use the bomb. When all the balls are in the slots, I'm not really sure. He's kind of looks fucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. With the perspective that they used for him, he doesn't look great. Only one ball left. So I'm assuming you just have to.
Fuck!
Now
I think I have another.
What's it do
ball.
now?
Select destination.
They're evicting you from the area. I guess you have to beat a different area first. So I guess pick an easy one.
I don't remember which one is easy.
Well, probably not one without a boss at the end. I'm assuming
So
that the bosses return. I don't know. It's either Pirate Frigate or Talon Overworld. It sucks that they evict you from the Meta Ridley fight.
Yeah, because I have like enough lives to do it again.
Yeah. They're trying to fuck you over. They're trying to hold you down, keep you down. I don't know, and then because then you have to fight the Metroid Prime, so I don't know. You probably get evicted again if you lose at that. I'm not sure what the gimmick will be for that. Or do you think you'll have to fight the second phase as well, or just the first one?
Honestly, probably just.
I think just the big spider part, not the
amoeba
part.
It's a DS game. I can't imagine they have you fight like all of it, right?
We've basically played almost the entire game. I mean, Flagra isn't in it. Chozo Ruins isn't in it, but every other area has been in the game.
No!
And every other boss, I mean, not mini bosses, but like the main bosses. Other than Flagra and Parasite Queen. Parasite Queen is a missed opportunity. I think they should have Parasite Queen on the stage. This doesn't really look like the Frigate Orpheon. I'll critique it with that. That one critique.
No! That's it.
That's it. But you beat my high score by like 1 million, so we've got that achievement. We'll look up the boss at the end quick just to see. Look at that, dude. Dominating. And all 12 artifacts. You're the first player to get all 12. Nice job. That was nice. That was Metroid Prime Pinball.
That was fun.
It's a good game. You know, they did a good job. People don't really care, but you know, I do. 2005. Good shit. Oh, they do.
Yeah.
We do fight the fucking amoeba thing. Yeah, 8 minutes long. It's power. But he has trouble in Thardus. Can't blame him for that though. There it is. God damn, bro. I can't even imagine getting to this part.
I got lucky getting that far to begin with.
Yeah, like I feel like the Meta Ridley thing kind of filters everyone out. That's strange. Yeah. Oh, and here I guess I thought of another Prime 4 complaint. In this boss fight, they used the like original Metroid title screen theme of like that whole thing. And I feel like for this, like it was impactful. It was like, this is the Metroid Prime, like this. And then in Prime 4 they just use it like at a random like shitty boss. Like it's like a thing that like goes through the lava and you have to chase it with your motorcycle. And they use the OG Prime like Metroid tune.
Awesome. Mission
Awesome. I like the lady that talks to you throughout the game.
Mission complete.
Awesome, bro. That was Prime Pinball.
That was epic.
Next up, Prime Hunters. At some point, we're gonna do that next time.
Gosh.
We're gonna see some cool stuff. We're gonna see the awesome bounty hunters, including Sylux, and we're gonna see how hard they fumbled him because he was the coolest thing ever. And now, you know,
Now he's a chud.
yeah, now he's just kind of incredible. He's like not even a Disney villain. He's like modern day Disney villain because old Disney had some pretty good villains.
Yeah.
Modern day Disney villains suck, but he's not like a redeemed Disney villain that sucked. He's like a villain that sucked if they weren't like. I guess he's kind of tragic because his boy's dying, but it didn't really translate well. Especially if you don't get the 100% ending, and then you get like 3 seconds of video, and you're like, what the fuck? And you have to look it up on YouTube and watch it on your fucking phone instead of, you know, on your TV screen after beating the video game.
Spend $35 to do so.
Or do that, you know. But
that was a fun game.
yeah,
I recommend checking out. It's pretty fun.
yeah. I would rather spend $50 buying the cartridge for this than 60 for
That game's fun.
like Prime 4.
I would buy it and play it on a DS like all the time.